That's what that last interview was.
That's pretty amazing, actually.
Look at that, the flyover of Anaheim there. I did that myself on a drone.
Hey, mate, were you like flying the drone?
No,
were you like riding the drone?
Stock image. Yeah, I just tell her that. It is nice. Welcome, the Circus Doc.
Yeah.
Do you introduce yourself as the Circus Doc?
Oh yeah, definitely. I carry the swag.
That, my friends, is not good branding. That is great branding. That's good. Who designed that logo?
Yeah, actually, a circus friend of mine who is big in the design world. She actually works for a couple different sports teams and happens to be a circus fan. And she did it for me years ago. Actually won an award. She's incredible, and it's been fun working with her and seeing the brand evolve and how much longevity the actual design has. She's just so skilled. So
let's give context for people who might not know you.
Yeah.
And for the people who do know you, they'll get to figure out where the origin story was.
Yeah.
So your background is what? We talked about this before in an APT orthopedics discussion,
absolutely.
but like, how do you set the superhero backstory for how you got to where you are now?
Yeah, so I started as a gymnast as a kid and discovered circus at a summer camp in my early teen years.
Okay.
And kept going. I got completely hooked, addicted, loved it. I was enthralled by the idea of performing instead of competing and getting claps instead of scored. I mean, like, that just was so much more fun.
Yeah.
So we got to go out there and actually spend time learning that craft and skill. And at that point, it was really, really uncommon to have circus. And I was hitting it at the right time. And I kept doing circus. I took time off between high school and undergrad and grad school, and performed professionally for a couple years. And then kind of came to the other side of things to take care of circus bodies.
Yeah, and it's such a small niche, but your accounts reach so many people. Why? I mean, circus artists isn't a huge audience. How could it possibly resonate with so many people?
Well, when you're on the inside of it, it feels like a massive audience. That's for sure. It's exponentially growing. There's been so much growth in the recreational community, especially in the United States, over the last decade, 20 years or so. It keeps getting longer the older I get. But it's been growing so much. Back in the day, we were on Sex and the City at one of our trapeze schools in New York. And since then, I feel like it's just exploded. And with social media, the way as people share information and videos, those videos are so cool to look at. It's not just circus artists looking at it. It's
right.
Everybody. And then Jimmy wants to try it, I'm sure.
I've done trapeze.
Oh, you've done trapeze?
I did the one in DC on the water. Oh,
excellent. Yes.
My professor would bring her kids on vacation, for Club Med, and they would do trapeze. And it's physical, but it's also fear. It's okay, absolutely. You're however tall, and you're I don't really have a problem with heights, but you're I'm going to do what? And you're going to let go of the bar.
Yeah. You're going to choose to step off a stable platform at about 25, 30 feet up in the air and then just dangle from a thing.
Correct. And
by choice.
And you're going to time it. And I did and forgive me with the terms, but all right, so I swung once or twice, and then I went upside down and hooked.
Yep.
And then I grabbed some other guy's hands and let go.
You did a knee hang and a catch.
I mean, I don't want to brag.
You're basically a professional. You are ready to perform.
I knee hung and caught the hell out of that.
Yeah, you absolutely did. I wasn't even there. And
when I was done, I was I did, because you watch 6 people go, and you're there's strength, timing, fear, and you're all these things have to happen correctly in a row. And then when it does, you're I'm not gonna, I didn't screw that up. Nice. So give people a who's who besides trapeze. Who were the other sort of avatars in the land of circus? So
flying trapeze is certainly kind of this big cool thing. If you even look back, I'm kind of a nerd. You don't know this about me, but now you do. I collect cigarette ads from the 1930s and 40s because they have circus themes.
Yeah.
And so the flying trapeze was always kind of the big thing and the big star. But we have so much more to circus than flying trapeze. There are actually very few flying trapezes in the world for the public to access. But there are a ton of pole dance studios, aerial studios with aerial silks is probably the most common, or aerial hoop, so a big metal hoop that hangs from the sky. Well, not the sky, the ceiling, hopefully. Different types of trapezes that are hanging lower. Dance trapeze, you move in and out of the floor instead of just working in the air. We have acrobatics. We have hoop diving, so there's metal hoops stacked on top of each other based on the ground. You can dive through.
This
Yeah.
is wild.
Super cool.
This stuff is made for social content.
Oh, it's exactly. So it's really eye-catching and grabbing. And then people see it enough and they're like, well, that looks like something I could try. Is there something in my community? There's partner acrobatics, and then there's acro yoga that's gotten
Seen
really
that.
big
That's
too.
wild. People doing that in the park.
People doing it in the park all the time. And we've got a sear wheel and German wheel, so big metal wheels that instead of being a hoop in the air, they're kind of this kind of the Da Vinci body, and you can spin around with that. Or German wheel, which looks like a ladder that's been bent into a wheel shape that you can. It's actually a competitive sport. So there's vaulting, and you can watch German wheel competitions in vaulting. It's amazing.
Didn't think we were going to go this direction, but Germany does have some crazy sports.
Yes, I got definitely one of them.
I got some corners of the internet. Germany has a TV show where two competitors are given an object and a knife, and they have it's an irregularly shaped object, and their goal is to cut it as close to half as possible. So they're standing there with a divider between them, and their goal is like, here is whatever, a shoe, and they have to cut the shoe to figure out where half is.
And they do by weight?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm like, how do we determine half of a shoe?
Probably weight, mass, whatever. And I just remember thinking, you can make a game out of it.
Oh yeah, that definitely sounds like something some teenagers would invent in college and just spend a lot of time doing.
So when you create content, which wasn't a term, I created content every day when I ran a radio station. We didn't call it content.
You didn't call it radio.
Going to work. Making some radio.
Yeah, exactly.
But now that is a skill set that can help your business and your profession and your friends and your community of artists. Why'd you decide to start being like, hey, I'm going to do this? How'd you do it? And then also, what's your thought process? Because I love no two people make a video or write an article or do anything the same way.
Or recover from injury.
Or recover from injury, yeah. So why'd you decide to I'm going to turn a camera on this? And who gave you the right? You don't need a right. When did you feel this is my thing?
It really started two directions. One was going to grad school. I was like, oh, hey, there is kind of a way I look at my professionals and go, okay, yeah, the shoulder works to 160 degrees that way. And then what happens? Because mine goes to 190, plus. What's happening up there? And them not having
no
answers, or at least, thankfully, my professors being willing to engage in the conversation, which made it really fun. So, kind of my own curiosity and realizing that there wasn't a lot of information out there. And then the permission was kind of granted by the circus community in about 2011, 2012. The American Circus Educators had their first meeting at the American Youth Circus Organization's annual conference, and they were like, hey, would you teach an anatomy course for us? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And so to have them reach out and ask, and I realized that doesn't exist. That bridge of that knowledge isn't really going into the circus community yet, because it's been small and growing so rapidly, because we don't have the deep pockets of money of sports that tie into those injuries and things. There isn't that drive for that information to get there. And so I became really passionate about distributing that information and making sure that artists can train more efficiently, artists can recover from their injuries, and perform longer and do what they love longer. We have so many artists of all ages. We have performances and shows that are artists all over the age of 40, which, isn't that old, but is historically pretty old for a circus artist. And so to be able to have that longevity of careers, we really need to be able to support them, and to be able to have our artists be able to make it to having careers without getting sidelined by injury is also huge. And just giving them the training knowledge of how to get through the day, get through the week without extreme fatigue, by monitoring their training loads, by teaching them training ways that we know from other sports. But in the performing arts world, in the dance world, in music, we just really don't have that idea of what training load should look like, and that you can have high load days, low load days. It's just I'm going to grind, I'm going to push harder than anybody else to get there. And so there's really been a start of the conversation on my end, and then the community really asking for more.
Right, there it is.
Yeah.
They saw you as somebody who saw them.
Yeah.
Right, not to get too existential, but you understand me. I'm not normal. Right?
Yeah, I'm not normal.
What I do is abnormal. People aren't flying around or have that range of motion or do those things. But they said, You see what I do. You're one of us,
Yeah.
right? And then if I hang around, if I follow, you are leading me to something.
Yeah, and if I ask you a question, maybe I'll get an answer. Yeah.
Yeah, I play around with those words, right? Like people are like, social media is trash. And I'm like, all right, so like, tell me about, it's called a feed, right? So what are you eating? What are you consuming? If you're consuming bad feed, so like, don't do that. Like unfollow or the tools are designed, like you can tell it what you don't like. And you are, the more you like something, it's like this, that. It's the ultimate upvote, downvote. If it's bad information, don't do it because you're going to start to be pissed.
Yeah.
But if it's good, like there's an Instagram account that's just like Good News Network.
Love it.
And when it pops up, I'm like, just give me I need 90 seconds.
I just need something like really nice. Tell me a nice story.
Someone saved a puppy from a thing. I'm like, great, man.
Great, love that puppy.
Keep these, feed cleanser, juice cleanse, same thing.
I do have to admit, I have a whole separate social media account for my dog, where she follows completely different things than I follow.
Obviously.
But you know what? All the things on her feed make me incredibly happy.
Dogs haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
What would you say? Because there's about 4,000 students here at CSM.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You can't go anywhere without. There's a group right there.
Yep.
And they travel. I feel like being the guy from Nat Geo. Like they travel in packs.
Oh my gosh!
Watch what they're
in their natural habitat.
They're foraging for pens
for freebies.
And stress balls. What would you?
So many stress balls.
What would you say to a student who maybe like tripped across your page and they're like, but that feels out of reach. I don't have enough. I'm not enough to do that or to start doing that.
The biggest question I get on my social media account almost every day is, do you know a clinician in wherever I am? These are
from the performers.
From the performers. From the recreational artists. This is a massive population.
Business opportunity.
That is a business opportunity that is looking for skilled, knowledgeable care. Hey, I know now all of these students, just like you've done trapeze once, a lot of them have been doing circus recreationally or have tried it. And they're like, well, I'm not a professional, but can I work with this population? Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. You don't even have to have ever done it. You just need to appreciate that other people are doing it and understand it a little bit.
I heard someone have great advice. I think it was when starting a YouTube channel, but the idea was, I don't need you to be the world's expert. I need you to be knowledgeable enough.
Yes.
And I would add in, like, just give them bad information.
Yes.
If you don't know what to say no.
So you don't know, or say,
worse.
I'm going to take time to look that up.
Correct.
I find one of the most valuable things I can ever do for my patient is say, I don't know, or, I know someone who knows that really well.
Correct.
Go do that. And then they will come back or they'll send their friends because then they trust you.
Correct. And I would go a little further in saying, someone might look at your account. I mean, how many people are following along right now? Ballpark.
About 30,000.
They might look at that and be like, well, she's got everybody covered. But think about what you just said. Do you know a clinician in? Do you know a clinician in? Do you know a clinician in?
Absolutely. And there's so much need, and they're so tired of going to physical therapy or getting care or not seeking care because they're really afraid of getting told, don't do that.
Correct. Or
being looked at a little askance, especially our pole dancers. They don't seek out care because they have been shamed.
Stigmatized.
And it's really problematic, and we can provide better. Or going to get care and being told to work their rotator cuff down here at their side, and they're like, well, my pain is only when I'm hanging from a bar. Like, how do I translate this to that?
One of my patients when I first out of school was a silks artist recreationally, and she called us one day and was like, I just dislocated my shoulder at the gym. I'm driving over there. My boss turns to me and goes, this is you. We got her. We got it back. She went and saw. I was like, you still should go to the emergency. Like, you still go see your physician. She did. She came to me, and I remember explaining, like, not above 90, like nothing above 90. We're gonna work everything down below. When you go home, nothing above 90. She dislocated again, and she goes, I wasn't above 90. I was like, show me what you were doing. She's like, I was upside down, and I was like, and your arm was. She goes straight up, but it's not
straight
above
up.
90.
No, my butt was over my head. Yeah,
and I'm like, okay. We'll just talk about anatomical position. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Parting shot, Emily. So last chance, mic drop moment, soapbox statement. What do you want to leave with everybody as we wrap up?
Circus artists are amazing and deserve really the best skilled care that you can get. Please take the time to understand them a little bit better and be curious.
Yeah.
Be curious.
And then I'll put it in the show notes, but when people want to follow along.
Yeah, I'm at the Circus Doc.
The Circus. No underscore.
Used
to underscores.
The Circus Doc.
Smart move. Emily, appreciate it. Enjoy your conference.
Jimmy, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for coming by. And we out.